Hey everybody, so I'm out here at Battle Creek Dog Park in St. Paul, Minnesota, and I just had a really interesting encounter with some people. So I'm wearing my Cube Depot t-shirt, and they were like, it was a man and a woman, they were like, what's the Cube Depot? And I was like, oh, it's this Cube store that sponsored a bunch of my competitions. And we started getting into a conversation about it. Like how he has a relative that has autism but loves cubes and lives in Cloquet, Minnesota, and and so I was like, do you know about the World Cube Association and blah 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 and this comp, that comp, and conversations about the dogs, and so anyway, so that happened. Walter's over there. And yeah, so they were asking me like what my name was, and I was like, Googling the World Cube Association and getting, just checking out the comps and making it account, like just the whole thing. And so cool. Um, okay, so I've been thinking about making a reflections video about like U.S. nationals, like meeting Felix Zemdegs, geez, my mind just went blank after saying that. That's how powerful that is. And just like some of the programming stuff that I've got going on, because like it's difficult to, keep up passion and motivation and stuff like that all the time. And I felt like that's what see, somebody else has passed at me, that sort of stuff was going down. And I was just like, man, what am I gonna do? And blah blah blah. So I was like, this nationals, I was ready to just quit cubing actually. And so I was like, yeah, man, this nationals is going to like be the determining factor as to whether I should stay in or not, or blah blah blah. I keep on saying blah blah blah, I'm sorry. So I go to nationals. The roommates had great personalities. That was a really good thing, and the room was good, and the elevator was really, really slow. But it's like the whole thing. If you haven't been to nationals, all the people are there. All the people on the East Coast, all the people on the West Coast, all the people on the South Coast, Canada, worldwide, they all show up, and it's very exciting. Being staff is really nice too, because you get to go early and it's not as busy, and then you start to see people trickling in, and got to get out your camera and capture them. And so it's like I'm checking into my hotel room, and right behind me is like Derpy and DG, like that's how it is at nationals. And for staffing, it turns out that Felix Zemdegs was on my team, with the orange team, and I found that to be very interesting, because I don't know who set up those teams or why they felt like Felix and his orange sweatshirt are a thing. But like me being on the team, there were 4 colors: orange, blue, red, and green. I could have been on any color. I was on green last year, and so Walker Welch was the team lead, and it was his 100th comp and his birthday on nationals. Like, how profound, just keep cubing, and so the day where we were actually on our team like stages, he walked past me, and that feeling of when somebody walks past you and it's surprising. It was the same feeling that when I first went to Minnesota Cube Melt, and Chris Olsen just walks past, and you're just surprised to see them. So I took the approach that I did with J.R. Cuber. Okay, nationals last year with J.R. Cuber, of course, I knew who he was, but I saw him walking by himself. It's really great when you can get them. Oh, cute. Oh, cute. Oh! My shirt is white. Huh? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. People make lots of guesses. Like he could be,
Oh, he's huge. Fella! Bro, he's huge.
He could be like a Great Pyrenees mix,
Yeah,
or...
he does. He looks like he's...
Oh, let me keep it moving.
Sorry.
Yes,
No,
or
he's not playing tag with you.
He's really pretty.
Come here,
Thank
girl.
you.
Come on, guys.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, bye. Come on, Walter. All right. Good boy. All right. Okay. So where was I? J.R. Cuber okay, so the hotel was, oh man, about to get dirt on my white t-shirt. Hang on. Okay. So, oh shoot. Damn it. See, it's right there. All right, anyway. So I guess I'll have to wear real people clothes to the, I knew this would happen anyway, I manifested it. So now I have to figure out like real people clothes to wear to this coworker get together tonight. And now I won't bring a cube, I'll have one in my purse though. And like I won't whip it out. Anyway, so J.R. Cuber, we're standing there at the stoplight, about to cross the street to go into the venue for Nationals 2017. And I just kind of, you know, walked up next to him, you know, hey, how do you like the comp? Blah, blah, you know, easy. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to go see the blah, blah. It was seminar time. It was nighttime. So we walked in there together, sort of, you know, basically kind of chatting a little bit about the comp. And then somebody was like, oh man, you were just jogging with J.R. Cuber. And I was like, whoa, that's who that was? Of course I knew who that was. I just wanted to chat with them and just like not make it super fanny, you know. Like, oh my god, because I mean I don't watch this channel that often even though it's good. So back to the whole thing, with the casual bits. So with Felix, right, you know, everybody on the team, everybody on the staff, everybody is trying to get a piece. Like, hi Felix, my name is so and so, it's just great to meet you. They were all saying that. Everybody was giving him love, you know. So I just so check this out. So me, I was like, hey other Cuber, it's so good to see you. I had my big smile on and I could see Felix peeking, like, hey, she's really nice, and how come she's not greeting me like that? Does she know who I am? So basically, like, I didn't give him any attention, and so I'm hoping that he was curious about whether or not, you know, like, I knew who he was. So it wasn't until like the next day. So I did actually make a goal for myself to meet Felix. And it wasn't until the next day where he was judging across from me. Yes, he is a regular person. You know, like I even saw him pick a wedgie. It was like, oh my God, he's so real. Anyway, but like he was judging across from me. So I just, you know, pulled up my phone, waved to him. He throws peace signs. He threw peace sign. And I was like, hey, I'm Kristen. And he was like, Felix. He was like, where are you from? And I'm like, you know, Minnesota, with like Kristen Walker in them. And, you know, blah, blah. And so we just judged some solves and stuff like that. And I put a poll on Instagram, like, would you want Felix to judge your solves? And everybody was like, yeah. Me, I'd be like, no. No way. But it was really interesting because he said that he remembers names when he sees them written down. Once he sees information written down, he remembers it. So, Walter, come here. No, that's too muddy. Come out of there now. All right. Okay. Anyway, so back to my train of thought, because the towel was at Dad's house. Oh my gosh, so this park is by my dad's house. Anyway, so Felix, so that, right, and then I just kind of made a goal, like, I really want to take a selfie with Felix. I knew that they would have the autograph booth, but I really wanted to try to bypass the autograph booth, and so, ooh, Walter lips! And get more of a personal encounter. So we got to talk, with the whole name written down thing, he saw my name written down for the clock heat, and he was running the clocks, and he was calling my name. And for one of the heats, I was scrambling the clocks, and he was running the clocks, and for some reason, this is like my 28th comp. Yes, this is like his 100th, 50th comp, who knows, or is it like, I don't know, a bunch. But I don't know why somebody's hands got to be colliding into somebody else's hand, you know? Like, his hand kept colliding into my hand when I was putting the clocks into the boxes for him to run them. Like, come on now, that never ever happens with any other runner. So it's like, okay, cool. He touched my hand, so I've been telling people about, I told somebody about that, and she was, you know, the whole joking about not washing your hand, and because somebody else touched it, and somebody on Instagram asked, did you feel the power? And I was like, yeah. Anyway, but nationals, the pressure is way too great. Like, I did horribly because I broke 9 PBs 2 weeks later at another comp, you know. So nationals is a lot of pressure. I did not do well. I was hoping to get 2 PBs versus 1 PB from last year, and I got 0. So we are at the bottom. Anyway, so 2 weeks. So nationals was great. You know, I got my sweater. You know, friends really came through and really proved to me to keep cubing. You know, Drew Brad's aunt, shout out to Fan Aunt, brought Drew Brad's mother, you know, like, she's like the big Brad, you know, she made Drew, and she's bringing her to me, like, she should meet you, and it's like, oh my gosh, I think your name is Sarah, isn't it Sarah? Please, Lord Jesus, let me remember her name. Anyway, so that was really cool too, and then I found out that I had fans, people being like, hey, that cute lady, you know, like, and then somebody's like, are you that cute lady? And we watch your videos at work and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whoa, it's crazy. So, so that I found that to be very, very interesting. Did I talk about my final thing with Felix? Okay, so with that, you know, everybody wants a piece. Let me make that clear. We all know that already. Everybody wants a piece. So I basically, so here's what you can do, and I'm going to try to do more of this, you know, like more visualization, because just